Ah. Hello. I hate whiskey. Not whiskey, that's vodka. This is vodka. I hate vodka. Anyway, welcome to my 2023 in review. Man, I've got lots to talk about. It's been a really good year, if you can believe it. I've got my notes on my watch, so please don't hate me for checking them. Well, I still love my job. You may remember last year I said I'd started a new job and it was really cool. I'm still there. I still love it. Last year, I also said I was going to do some more acting. I have done that. I've done Fear again. So Fear is what got me back into acting in the first place. I've done that again. So we did the same thing again. We did Exorcism, which was just insane fun. It was incredible fun. Nothing but love for all of my co-stars in that, especially for Raquel, our awesome show captain. But it wasn't the only acting thing I've done. I've done lots of acting this year, actually. A Firecracker, which is a project being directed by one of my childhood heroes, a guy called Andrew Lee Potts. That should be coming out soon. I don't know, it's his directorial debut. And I got to actually go and I'm a part of the movie. I'm in the credits. My limo is in the movie as well. The limo I talked about that in one of my previous videos. The limo is actually in the movie. It plays a prominent role, which is just insanely cool to get to go from being a fan to a co-worker with someone who, for over a decade, I've held in very high esteem. I used to make edits on my channel, fan edits of Primeval and all that kind of stuff with him in it, never knowing that one day I'd be on a film set with him and he'd be paying to put me up in a hotel and buying the whole crew incredible lunch. Like, it was really nice lunch. So I can't wait for that to come out. What else have we done? Well, I've been a terrifying murderer in a project that is yet to come out. I've been a burglar. I've been a robber who's gone in the house and robbed things. I was in a film called The Fragmentals, which actually aired at a cinema for its preview. I can link that below and you can have a look. I'm in a few scenes. I'll put the details in the description. There's probably a bunch of other things I've forgotten because it's been hectic. And I've had to do this intro about 4 times. So I've taken about 4 swigs of this, which is funny because I don't even really like drinking. I made my directorial debut this year. That's right. Yes, I directed Mr. Ballin parody number 2. I've obviously directed every YouTube video we've made, but this one was special because I had a camera woman, my wonderful girlfriend, who's just passed her driving test. Well done, babe, for that. I also had my best mate Connor, who you've seen before. He came in to play the lead role, and we hired an actress. Her name was Connie, and she was amazing. So I had to direct her and tell her what I wanted, and yeah, it was just it was crazy to actually be in control and command of a scene and have to decide what I want. It was crazy, but it was great fun. I absolutely loved it. Maybe one of the biggest changes this year is wrestling. So I maybe mentioned last year that I was considering getting into MMA. I can't remember that. And then I was thinking about it and I'm like, I don't really like MMA. I don't watch it. I've never been a fan of it. I'm not particularly in love with the idea of getting punched in the face over and over again. So I figured, why am I gonna spend all this time and energy in this when I could spend it doing something I really, really love? So that's what I did. I got back into wrestling. Wrestling is something that I did 2016 and I really, really enjoyed it. I trained for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and it was incredible fun, but I got a bit hurt. I got a bit disillusioned. There were various factors that basically pushed me away from the industry, and it was a big regret of mine that I didn't stick to it. This year I got back into it. I'm training at New Wave Academy in Newport, and wow, it's a whole other story. Wrestling to me has become not just physical fitness, not just a dream to get in the ring when my time comes and I am ready, but it has become like therapy. I've made so many incredible friends at the school, and yeah, it's priceless. My coach the other day put something on his Instagram saying that I was his favorite human of the month and listing all the things I'd done that had made him happy and made him laugh. Man, it just hits in the feels. It just gets in the feels, it just feels. So, I mean, last year when I sat down next to the Christmas tree to chat to you, there was a lot going on that was bringing me down. But I have really no complaints at the moment, apart from financial, but that's my own fault. So we also have a new drone in the household. This is it. It is a DJI Mini 3 Pro. This thing is just awesome. Wow, what a piece of equipment for the average person with no formal pilot training to just grab and get into. I mean, this thing is rad. This year, I've also started doing editing on a proper laptop rather than on my phone as it had been for most of my channel's existence. Speaking of editing, the things I have been editing have been like projects and such. Mr. Ballin 2, which was incredible to make that. That was a massive piece of work, but it was insanely fun. We have several new projects in the works for the new year. One especially, which is deep in the planning already, that me, Connor, and potentially some other actors and actresses might get on. So that's gonna be fun. I'm really, really looking forward to that, honestly. I have to do my behind the scenes video for the Mr. Ballin parody. So that will be coming out, I don't know when. Sometime soon. It's not going to be highly edited. It's just going to be kind of a funny little light-hearted thing. So hopefully you like that. And yeah, there's a lot more because I've bought more expensive equipment. I invested quite a lot in my Mr. Ballin parody too. And I've got a lot of more expensive equipment. You can't really see it now from where you are, but I want to use that more. So that's what I'm going to do. This year as well, I started doing murder mysteries. The Exorcism is kind of like live action, theater, interactive performance. The murder mysteries are insanely similar to that. It's like a restaurant and there'll be maybe between 40 and 80, maybe 100 people in the room, and you're assigned a character. And then sort of as you go through the evening, an inspector will come out, announce there's been a murder, and then he'll start putting pieces of evidence around on all the boards. The people will just come up and quiz you and ask you, what were you doing here? How did you know this person? All that kind of stuff to try and figure out if you're the one that killed the person who got murdered or if you're not. And then at the end, someone else always gets murdered. It's a big shock and it's great fun. That pays well, it's really good, and it's always at really fancy places, and you get free food, and it's proper lovely food. So definitely can't complain about that. I bought a whole bunch of iPod Nano 7th generations this year, the little squares, because I was gonna like modify them and do cool stuff with them and try and make like Frankenstein iPods, but I haven't got around to it yet. And I probably won't now because I have a bad habit of like getting invested in a hobby and then immediately changing my mind and choosing a different hobby. That's probably what I've done here. So I think I've got about 8 or 9 iPod Nano 7th generations just sat about. I was also actually physically involved in a wrestling match at one of our shows recently. One of the competitors, a lady called Danny Luna, got injured, and I would say, hey, go help her to her feet, you know, and carry her out. So that was cool. And the person who injured her, named Luna, grabbed me and like pulled me up, and I was like, oh, don't hurt me. And I was like, you've done enough, get back, and helped Danny to the back. So a little tiny part of the show. I think now what we'll do is we'll have a look back through all of the videos I've uploaded to my channel this year. I've worked on quite a few, and it's been awesome fun. It's like, I love doing this. I just love doing this, and I want to do it even more. My uploads may not increase in frequency, but I really hope they'll increase in quality. I want to make sure that whenever you click one of my videos, it's a good use of your time. And we'll just have a look through them together and take it as like a nice little trip down memory lane. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get right to it. So one of the first videos I did this year was the Barbara Morgan story. This was like something I was really, really passionate about because I felt like her story was insanely interesting. And I also felt like no one really talked about it. And I felt like a lot of people my own age didn't even really know much about like Challenger or the space shuttle program in general or any of the response to it. And yeah, so I felt like it was really, really interesting. And I thought Barbara Morgan had like such an interesting little side story that was happening in periphery to all of the other stuff that we saw with Challenger and the space shuttle program, that it just needed covering. And I hadn't seen it covered, at least not any time recently. So that's why I did that, and I'm pretty proud of that video. Maybe I should have wore a different outfit in hindsight. Like, this is from when we were filming the Fragmentals, so I still had my producer outfit on, which had like smeared lipstick and a purple tie with a gold and black shirt. So that maybe should have changed, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with this video. Crazy how different my hair looks. I haven't cut my hair since then, as you can probably tell. The next one, man, what a banger. Reacting to my old school book with Connor. Like, dude, that is one of the most fun videos I think I've ever made, because going back through that book was like, it was just bonkers. Just the craziest nonsense you can possibly imagine from the scribblings of a deranged creative youth who wanted to do anything other than be at school. And I think if you haven't watched that one, I mean, obviously I am biased, but if you want to laugh, that is just the best video to make you laugh, seriously. Burger King in Menorca. So that was when we were on holiday, we were in Menorca, and they had 3 Burger Kings on the whole island. Despite the fact that the island was tiny, there were 3 Burger Kings there. And they had this like weird kind of red Spider-Man burger. I just thought it was really, really strange. It didn't look very nice, but it tasted quite nice. So I figured I'm just gonna try this. Yeah, if anyone wants to watch, to learn more about Burger King in this one random place, you're welcome to do so. Curb your carbon fiber. I'm not sure how that one went down. Oh no, that's an unintentional joke. Because of the submarine, I'm sorry. I thought it was kind of funny because the CEO was like being, oh yeah, we broke all the rules, you know, we did it our way, yada yada. When in hindsight, like, you know, that was a massive mistake. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone making that. We have DDR Kitchen 6, crayfish stir fry and brown trout. So this was like a proper interesting video because I think this was filmed, I don't even know, like maybe a year and a half before it came out, probably a year. And for various reasons, I just didn't edit it and didn't upload it. I was thinking like, oh, I've got to make it like a long thing the same way I did to my other DDR kitchens. But then I figured like, actually, like, let's just cut it down. So I just really cut it down and made it as short as I could. It's like 4 minutes long. And in that 4 minutes, you see me catch crayfish, catch trout, cook both, turn both into a meal and consume them and give a verdict. I think that's pretty good pacing. DJI Mini 3 Pro and Welsh Mountain, I mean, speaks for itself. It's just me and my girlfriend on a mountain. I took the drone out, had it autopilot itself around, get some nice shots. It's a really beautiful scenic video. 100% recommend the watch if you like that kind of thing. The worst presentations ever. Challenge series. So me and Connor have decided we might start doing like a challenge series where we just kind of just do stupid nonsense and make each other do stupid nonsense. So this was funny because basically I made a presentation for Connor to deliver. He made one for me to deliver. Neither of us got to see the presentation first. It was heavily inspired by Impractical Jokers and by Fairburn Films, who did something very similar. They probably also got some inspiration from Impractical Jokers, to be honest. But yeah, awesome video. I'm a big fan of that because it took a lot of prep work and it's just, you know, one take, our genuine reactions to all this nonsense. So worth a watch as well if you'd like a laugh. Anything me and Connor do together always comes out really well, honestly. Then we have Ranking All My Cars, part 1 and part 2. Both are good, both are worth a watch. I think it's just me going through all of the vehicles I've owned, because for a young guy, I've owned a hell of a lot of vehicles. And I genuinely think they're quite interesting to see the evolution. We rank all of them, so we sort of, after we're done, after the 2-part series is done, we put them all on the board and decide where they stand. I've had some proper weird vehicles as well, so if you are a petrol head or just interested in that kind of thing, or you just like to know more about what I do in my spare time, then that's a good one. Okay, then we've got The Greatest Date Ever. It's a YouTube short, it's quite funny. I get in a car, I'm like, oh, that date went really well, and the camera turns around and I'm covered in blood from when I was being a murderer in a movie. I decided I'm just gonna go home with all the makeup on. So that one was proper fun. I recorded it in about 3 seconds and uploaded it in about 4 seconds, so yeah. But it was funny, I thought. So about 10 years ago, I made tribute to Velociraptor, T-Rex, G-Rex, and Spinosaurus. I was trying to get monetized a while ago, and YouTube wouldn't let me because they said it was because I had like reused content on my channel. So I deleted all of my tributes because obviously that's clips from like TV shows and movies and all that kind of thing. They still didn't monetize me, even though I met all the requirements and I had no further reused content. So I'm not entirely sure what that was about, and unfortunately one of the points is now that because I did that, I've lost several, probably about 15,000 views in total all these videos had, which is quite sad. I didn't want to annoy anybody by uploading all these old fan tributes of like dinosaurs and Star Wars and stuff, so I uploaded them all silently to my channel. If you'd like to watch them, you're more than welcome to do so. I'd love it if you would, because I think they're pretty cool. Then we have the most recent upload apart from this one, which is Mr. Ballin' Parody 2. You don't need to hear me talk about that one too much. I hired an actress, I wrote a proper script, we had a storyboard, I was a director for the first time, I put some real proper effort into it, and people seem to really, really like it. If you do, I'm so grateful. Thank you for watching it. It means the world to me to see a piece of media that I put like my heart and soul into for a huge amount of time. That was so much work, actually pay off. So grateful, so thank you. This might contradict some of the things I said earlier, sorry about that, but Mr. Ballin' Parody 2 behind the scenes video is also out now. So yeah, definitely recommend giving that a watch. It's funny. You can see all the stuff that we were doing and just generally all the laughs we were having together. I think it's worth your time. Anyway, let's go back to live action Dino Dude Rocket. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. It's been a banger of a year, and I'm so grateful to anyone who either started the year with me and is also finishing the year with me. Anyone who watched my previous year in review, maybe you were like a fan from back then, or maybe you just discovered me this year, and if you did, welcome to my channel. It's absolutely crazy here. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed already, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Please drop a like on this video. Have an amazing 2024. I hope that no matter how good or bad your 2023 was, I hope your 2024 is better. Much love. It's been an honor. I can't wait to continue doing this. Goodbye and Happy New Year. That was so awkward. What was that? Louis, bruv.